Good evening. I just want to talk a little bit about my background, first of all, very, very quickly, because Dr. Morell had made a few comments about her professional opinion. I just want you to know that I also have a professional opinion. I have spent my entire professional career working in education, in K-12 settings and in higher ed in the School of Education at Rhode Island College. I am 27 days away from finishing my coursework for a PhD in education. That's my happy news. Anyway, as a result, I do feel like I'm well-spoken on these issues. I haven't read a lot of the research. I don't want to waste a lot of time talking about my thoughts on the original model because it was my understanding that we were here tonight to talk about the modified model. I certainly have some things I could offer, but I have 5 minutes, so I will move on. Two questions that we have posed to a lot of people, primarily Dr. Morell, that we still don't really have an answer to directly is, are we getting bang for the buck in implementing an early learning center? I feel strongly that a full-day kindergarten for all students is really the best way to go, and I think we hear a lot about making sure the needs of our learners are being met, and making sure that the students who are entering kindergarten not quite ready, that their needs are being met as well. And I think that's very important, but I also think that it's foolhardy to neglect the needs of all students. Dr. Morell was saying, using the phrase added value, it made me think of the value-added model of accountability, which is basically, if you think of right now what we have is steps, and we're waiting for students and helping students get up to the next step. A value-added model is a ramp instead of steps. So at that point, we have students that are at all places on the ramp. We should be serving the needs of all of those students. If a student enters kindergarten with skills that are adequate, as was stated, those needs should be met as well to help them continue on their journey up the ramp, not just standing there stagnant, waiting for the next kids to make it up to the next step. I am not sure that having an early learning center without the benefit of the full-day kindergarten is worth the disruption of all of the progress that is going on at Ashton School. Many, many examples of initiatives that have been taking place in the school district have originated at this school. I did have a question as well about the numbers, but just to kind of throw it out there. I've heard the number that there are 300 kindergarten students enrolled or ready to be enrolled for the fall?
Yeah, give or take.
Okay. Well, give or take, I'm thinking that's 13 kindergartens, not 12.
What's that? Yeah.
The number has been stated that it's 12 kindergartens in the budget? 12 kindergarten? 13. Okay, I apologize. The other question that we have asked, and that I'm really quite shocked that has not been addressed tonight, is how Ashton students would be assigned to schools in the modified model. I think it's unacceptable that administration would come to this meeting to have a discussion about a proposal without having that information present. The last thing that I would like to say is just that I feel that this process has been unacceptable and disappointing. At one point, Dr. Morell stated that when thinking about the transitions of the original proposal, you hadn't looked at transitions the same way that some of the parents have. And it just made me feel like, well, how can you create this proposal and bring it to the school committee without thinking of all sides of the issues? It is shocking to me. It also just goes to show to me that the resources that are available are not being tapped. I've said this time and time again. I think there are a lot of creative people, parents, community members, who are not being looked to share in this process. it was shocking to me. There's been a lot of surprises in this process, but doing some research for another issue, being in grad school, I stumbled across your doctoral dissertation, Dr. Morell, and I was shocked that it was on family involvement. Thank you.